Kale here. Welcome back to the channel. So today we have a really powerful series of cards here. This spread is really beautiful, and I admit that I am honestly a bit overwhelmed in relaying this message, or I suppose an invitation for contemplation. Though if I'm being completely honest, it really does feel a bit more of an intentional, kind of heavier message, and certainly there are invitations for contemplation here. Um, yeah, yeah. I'm going to do my best not to overthink this. The energy. I had to take a pause, a long pause, more than a pause, a solid few hours long break in between pulling these cards and being able to sit down and really extract everything from it, and I'm sure I have not done that fully. So I'm going to show you all of them, okay? And we'll kind of dive in. And so we have the High Priestess, okay? We have the High Priestess. What a beautiful card. We have the Walking Staff, okay? And we have Clarity. All right, also representing the sun and Citrine. Okay, and the number 18, which in Judaism is Chai, which is life. It's a very auspicious number, a powerful number, a lucky number. It's positive. And so we have these three cards. Okay, and as I sat here and just really was like, wow, blown away by them. The middle card, this anchoring card here, the walking staff, I mean, it feels like the anchoring card for me. And I can feel it in my chest. It's very energetic. Um, and I suppose that may make sense because of it being the card of support and encouragement. And I could just really feel this sense of support ultimately, and I think that's why I'm so drawn to it. I want to read a bit from the book. This is from the Green Witch's Oracle deck. Okay. Arin writes, all right, the walking staff is as at home providing help and support when you are tromping through the woods as it is comfortable in a garden being used to prop something up. In essence, the staff is a form of wand, a magical tool used to direct energy and aid in focus. The walking staff card suggests that some part of your life needs more support, something to lean on, or something to help you focus your efforts. Like a plant may need a stake to help it stay upright until it develops enough strength in its stem to stand alone, your life may be easier if you have something or someone to lean on. A journey can take much less effort if you use a walking staff to give you extra security along the way. And the reflection is, can you identify which parts of your life are lacking strength? And I noted strength came out either in the previous reading or the one I think just before that. So we're still seeing this kind of continuation, this through line across spreads, which is really beautiful. And this card, I loved what was said, and I'm mindful of how painful sometimes that can be to hear if you know how much you need support and you feel like it's not coming and that nothing has been showing up, and that, like, I can feel that. And when I look at this card, and I fully admit this could be my own projection, and certainly it's my own lens, but there's this sense of like it's here now. It's locking in. It's integrating, and then it makes me wonder a bit. You know, for some of you watching this, is there anything in your life currently that either is supportive that perhaps you haven't been paying as much attention to, but actually more importantly, is there anything that's beginning, that's already like that has either just entered your life, is entering your life, you know, you can tell very much that this is a supportive person or community or experience, and that it's providing a little bit more anchoring, a little bit more partnership, a little bit more support and collaboration, perhaps a bit more accountability, something that just helps you aid in that structure, that supportive structure, that backbone, if you will. You know, and that's my experience of this card, and I'm hoping that that is also your experience of this card, and that something is coming in imminently if it's not already clearly there. All right, and on that note of clearly, to me, this clarity card, it relates to both cards maybe in slightly different ways. So for me, with this clarity card, what I get as it relates to support is this idea of you clearly knowing what you need. And so is there a space where for some, it may be really honoring that for yourself, maybe following through for yourself. We had boundaries not too long ago in a previous, maybe 2 spreads ago, I want to say it was the last one. I don't recall, but that showed up here, you know, and then is there space and room to breathe? Is there's something for you that you know you actually do have a little bit more power and control over within your own life and experience that can really aid in you feeling supported, or supportive if it goes in that way. If there's a call for some of you to lend more support in a particular direction or to a person or community, that could be here too. But it really seems to be like you know what you need, and that like when that support is here, if it's here now or if it's still on its way, like you will know what it is. You will know, like, I think to myself, like when I think about readings and folks that I listen to, you know, and in the coming days or weeks ahead, you know, sometimes I'll think back to that message and I'm like, oh, this is it. Like, this is that thing that was referenced and it's here now. And so maybe that's for you with these cards, like this really anchoring, supportive structure. And this card that I pulled, this was the 4th card in the deck from after shuffling, and that is stability. In another system that I pay attention to that can represent also like culture and freedom. And so there's expanse here and there's space here, especially if maybe this has to do with boundaries at all. And then in, let's see, I wrote this down just a bit ago, in like kind of classic numerology, like Western numerology, we've got stability, structure, discipline, practicality, and foundations as it relates to this card, being the 4th card that was pulled. So there's something around, again, clearly knowing what you need, knowing what would be helpful for you, and allowing yourself to move in that direction, and allowing to really anchor into those things, people, places, whatever that is for you. Okay. What else do I want to note around this support? This was the 5th card that I pulled. And also I think about like like the 4th chakra, right? Like heart here, and then like there's clarity of heart, and we've had that come up. And again, that relates to care to me, and again, knowing what you need. So there's that connection too. What do you clearly know in your heart? All right. Back to this card, you know, I think about, okay, like 5th chakra, or no, wait, hold on. 5. 5s can represent severity in, I believe it might be the Hermetic Qabalah, if I'm not mistaken. No. Where's my 5? Where's severity coming in? Oh, let me think on that. In one system, 5s are power and refinement. In another system, 5s are disruption. In numerology, it is, let's see, freedom, change, adventure, adaptability, expansion. And in another one, That's okay. It doesn't really matter. And the other one, it is severity. And so to me, like when it comes to that support, the support is going to be life changing or at least really powerful, incredibly needed. It's like the severity of like it's like how much you need it, like is also going to be then an equal measure to like how much it's going to benefit you, which seems obvious, but for some reason I felt the need to name that. Um, and it is gonna drive me crazy if I do not. It's okay. I'm gonna let it go. I'm going to let it go. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put it in the description below. So if you're like, okay, where did that severity come from? I'll put it below. Okay, we're gonna do it that way. All right, and so and again here's and I think about like what else with five, like the fifth chakra is the throat chakra. Okay, and so thinking about here too, like how might this support relate to voice and communication? Is it asking for help? Is it reaching out to a person or community? Is it prayer? You know, is it what is that connection space for you? Is there anything that relates to voice and communication as it relates to this walking staff, this support, this freedom, this change, this increase of power, and how this support is going to refine where you're moving, how you're moving, you know, the goals that you're working towards, what's just happening for you during this moment of change. And I love that here we are, you know, it's June 1st at the time of this recording. We've just had the full moon, a blue moon, you know, the beginning of the, it's not the beginning of the lunar month, of course, but even just the beginning of June. I always feel like there's a little bit of a new beginning still, even if it's not a lunar month. And it feels even especially that way, just having a full moon and having this moment of releasing and letting go and allowing and ushering something in new. And we are in, you know, we're dwindling down in the coming weeks of the summer solstice. And so there is just I think there's kind of a power and intensity, you know, to this summer already. And I don't know enough to speak on it, but what is it? Is this like, it's like the summer like of being in Jupiter or something? And if I'm not mistaken, I don't know what that means, but there's a, I will make a reference to it in the description below. We'll do that. I'm really giving myself a lot of work. Good job. Yay. All right. All right, moving on to really what feels like perhaps the biggest element of this spread is the High Priestess. We've got a lot here. Okay, I'm guessing this is going to end up being about 20 minutes long. Not just this section, don't worry, but the whole video. We'll see what happens. You already know. All right, so a few things that anchor this a bit for context, right? So we're at June 1st, right? And I think about one and the various meanings from various systems that one can represent, okay? That can represent knowledge. It can represent independence, leadership, individuality, initiative. It can represent beginnings, raw potential, unity. It can represent a wholeness. I'm missing something here. Hold on. Yeah. No. All is well. So as we look at like June 1st and we anchor into this one, I find it so fascinating here that we have the High Priestess that shows up, which is this card of hidden knowledge. All right, and so we've got a lot on the knowledge end. When I pulled this was the 7th card that was in the deck. And when I'm referencing those numbers, it's because that's the number that I heard to pull when I like just sat and like allowing that like intuition or that guidance to come through. That was the number. So when I said like 5 and 4, that was the number I received to pull the card out. Okay, and so we had this as the 7th card. All right, and that in a variety of systems has different meanings. I've had experience peace. It could represent God, testing, wisdom, introspection, spirituality, study, contemplation. It's associated with the crown chakra. All right. And to pull the High Priestess as the 7th card, I mean, I don't think there is a more fitting card, if I'm being completely honest, for what a 7th card pull could be. All right, because with the High Priestess, we've got a lot here. Okay, so we've got the High Priestess as hidden knowledge, the hidden light, the path from the crown to splendor, from Katir to Sephirot. All right, in Qabalah. And this is kind of like pulling from a Hermetic Qabalah tarot explanation here with that. All right, and so this notion of the High Priestess, this knowledge, being the path to move you from the crown, all right, from that light, into this glory, into this beauty, into this splendor. Okay. A message that came through with it for me is like, what you are learning or remembering right now is that thing that's carrying you through. This is the bridge between the supernal and the heart center of the soul. All right, here we've got that heart center. Okay, we've got the High Priestess as the veil, the bridge. All right, I can't read my own handwriting, so we're gonna skip that one. It's all right. We're not gonna lose anything in this, I promise you. Okay, so the High Priestess carries hidden knowledge across inner distance. All right, she mediates the unseen. This is the deep inner chamber of knowing. All right, we've got, and it's a knowing that doesn't need to shout. It's a knowing that's very quiet. This is really an inner chamber. In Paul Selig's work, it would be like perhaps the upper room, the quiet place. All right, the secret place. We've got meanings from another deck that I've referenced or used before, by Sasha Graham, where she references the High Priestess as meaning, standing in self-knowledge, accessing inner power, honoring the sacred self, intuition, silence, knowing who you are, the blueprint, eternal, authenticity, mystery, perfection, divinity, and which is perfect for the number 7. Okay, I'm gonna read from the Tarot of the Woodland Wardens, which is where this card comes from directly. Okay, Jessica writes, the High Priestess, the owl, or as the High Priestess, the owl pierces the dark with her nocturnal vision, seeing clearly what others can only intuit. Perched atop a crescent moon in a murky swamp, the owl shares her sage advice and inspires us to reflect by the light of the lunar body. Owls have been symbolic, which is perfect because of the full moon we've just had. Owls have been symbolic of those who are wise and knowledgeable since the time of the ancient Greeks due to their association with Athena, goddess of wisdom. They also bring a sense of mystery due to their nocturnal habits. Behind the owl hangs a tapestry of pomegranates and hops strung between trees of light and darkness. Pomegranates are symbols of femininity and abundance, while hops are known for their industrious climbing. You may wonder what lies beyond the veil. You will need both tenacity and intuition, hops and pomegranates, to follow the owl's moonlight guidance. In upright, it represents trust your intuition and get comfortable with the unknown. Your powers of perception may be put to the test, but your inner wisdom and unconventional problem solving can lead you to your full potential. I love this because a number of reasons. One, as the card of 7, right? So we had that 7 also in one system represents testing, all right? Also represents wisdom, which is beautiful. And then a problem solving that can lead to your full potential. I see that again as the bridge. Whatever this this kind of higher knowledge, or this inner knowledge, right? That's either coming to you now, that will be coming to you, that you just know, just that depth of knowing, that depth of whatever it is that is being remembered. That is this bridge that's going to be carrying you through, anchoring into that, walking in that, allowing that to be also this support right now. It's carrying you. All right. We've got, let's see, we've we've got that this is also intuition, sacred silence. I've mentioned that, mystery, hidden truth, the wisdom that emerges when you stop demanding immediate clarity. And I love that because we have the clarity card. So a slightly different connection here, which is, you know, releasing some of that demand and allowing what comes to light in the surrender, what comes to light, what's illuminated when we stop demanding the clarity. What do we know deep down? All right, the soul lesson associated with the High Priestess is that not all truth arrives through action. Some truth requires stillness, listening, and inner consent. Okay, this can be representative of a deep intuitive bond. And the spiritual initiation with this card is entering the inner chamber where knowledge is received rather than seized. Okay, there's an honoring here, there's a reverence, there's not a, oh, I gotta go and get. It's a like, I'm receiving this, I'm taking a step back, and I'm allowing it to like speak to me. Okay, I'm thinking of the crown chakra and just like, this is like that gateway, that bridge to divinity, but to not get too confused with this notion of everything being out there that's coming in. Like there's a receptivity, yes, and like as within so without, or as without, right? Like as above so below. And so this like that it's all here too, this inner chamber, right? Like inner chamber, there's a flow, a circulation, an inner wisdom and inner knowing that it's a blueprint. It is a blueprint of you. You're wired with it. It's within your DNA. It's in your soul's blueprint. It's the code. It's here. There's knowledge, there's wisdom, and it's there. I'm like, right now in myself, I'm like, ooh, that is in my gut. I can feel that and know that in my gut. And so yes, we have this unity, this higher experience and relationship and connection to the cosmos and all that is, and elements of higher power and inner power and all of the directions that it can possibly be to culminate this. It's like this access point, right? Like, and we're like, it's not just this, it's all of it. Like this, I'm just imagining like this wheel, and we're at the core of it. How centric of me to say, but like, you know, we're at the core, and we can feel and know and experience that power and illumination. um yeah. That's what I've got there with that. That's here for us. Okay, and I did make a note that, you know, it's, we have been taught to fear knowledge and remembrance, and I think there's a way where we can allow this grace and this water to gently wash some of that away and to bring us back into our becoming, our inner knowing, our truth, our core. There's a space where all of this stuff is no longer scary to move into. All right. I've got it written, where deep internal truth is revealed and remembered, where timeless truths and wisdom are shared, gathered, and remembered. Okay, there's a softness here, and there's a way for all of this to be both powerful and gentle. I think the water image, which is actually really cool because I totally not a connection in my mind, but here, like, I just looked at it right now, and in a different deck, the High Priestess card looks like this, and she's sitting by the water. Just that glow, that illumination, that moon, that lunar. We've got this, there's a moon connection here, and there's something powerful, right? And I think that power starts in that inner knowing and remembering, and the depth of who you are and all that you're here to be. So, not in a pressure way, just in a truthful way. All that is contained within you. Yeah. Okay, I think that's it. That feels complete to me. And I'm not going to go back over them. I'll just show you once again. Our High Priestess card. Our walking staff. Support and encouragement. And our clarity. Our sun, our citrine. All right, y'all. Hope you've enjoyed the full moon. Hope the week ahead is wonderful for you. And I will join you in the next one. Be well.